This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, good morning, everybody. According to the clock on my computer, it is 9 a.m. And as they say, the clock rings 9 dings, so we should be good to go. Welcome to our webinar with additional information and resources and Q&A session on Renville County Housing and HRA EDA's 2021 Blight Removal Grant Program. So today we're going to do some introductions of some of the staff and the team that are working on this, and know that all these folks are available to answer questions as you go through the process. Everybody's kind of got their own little specialty area, so we'll go through that and do introductions. Then we're going to go through our the blight removal guidelines and the application, and we are very informal. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask as they arise. And then at the end, we'll do general Q&A if you have any questions that weren't already answered. So with that, I'll maybe start. We'll do introductions here. I'm Jordan with Renville County Economic Development. And I'll just call out folks on the screen. Next to me on my screen is Stephanie Ryan.
Hi, Stephanie Ryan. I work in the Renville County EDA office and Environmental Services and Administration.
And next to her is the John Mitchell.
Yes, I am John Mitchell. I am the Solid Waste Administrator for Renville County, as well as the Executive Director for the RSWA, which means I oversee the solid waste program in both Redwood and Renville County.
Excellent, thank you. And next to him is Mr. Matt Steele.
Good morning, Matt Steele in the Environmental Services Office.
And next to him is Pat Dingles.
Good morning, this is Pat Dingles. I'm the Renville County HRA Executive Director.
Good morning. And next to her is Jesse.
Hi, I'm Jesse Dean. I'm with Renville County Parks.
Excellent, thanks for joining us. And we have one other one I'm not familiar with, Sean S. You want to say hi, Sean?
Hi, I'm Sean Scheffler, just watching to see what I can learn here.
Excellent, welcome. So if everybody, hopefully everybody's got their screen up, can see Stephanie's got the guidelines and application. So our HRA EDA board approved doing a new round of grants at their last meeting, February 25th. And then we got that out right away. The deadline to apply coming up is on April 9th, which is a Friday. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but I'm not going to read this word for word, but the goal is basically to help clean up blighted properties within Renville County to make the county a nicer, safer place to be. So qualifying criteria, again, must be within Renville County. The applicant must either be the property owner or be a local unit of government. And I think we have another telemarketer message. So yes, if anybody needs a auto warranty, let me know. I'm happy to get them connected on that. Sorry about that. So it must be a blighted property. It can be eligible to participate if it was acquisition by tax forfeiture, acquisition by purchase, private ownership, or court-ordered demolition or condemnation. Ownership, applicant must be in possession of the clear title as confirmed by the county attorney before we can act on the grant application. So to qualify for the program, someone from our staff will be visiting the property to review after you submit an application to make sure it is deemed unsanitary or unsafe by an inspector, so on and so forth on that one. Application is going to required to merge two properties after blight removal if lot lines are shared. Property where removal and clearance takes place must be reasonably level. Demolition permit or letter of approval must be obtained on that for number 8. And as we scroll down to number 9, I believe. Yep, my math was right. Qualifying expenses include the necessary permits, the filing fees, the environmental analysis if needed, removal and disposal, contractor payments, greening costs, and tipping fees for that. Applicant shall have the authority to hire a certified Type 3 demolition licensed contractor of choice. John Mitchell is kind of our resident expert on that. He'll be chatting about that here and answering any questions you might have. The applicant's responsible for arranging any asbestos inspection as needed in accordance with all the state, federal, and local regulations. So down to Part C there, the program administration. Our contact office, the point of contact is the Renville County HRA EDA, which is Stephanie and myself. Applicants can either send this thing in paper mail or email, and our contact info is there. Applicants, we may ask to meet you on site and kind of walk through the process and walk through and answer any questions we might have. Applications will be reviewed and approved or sorry, can't talk this morning. Approved or denied. The Renville County HRA EDA board has final say-so, approval or denial power. Applicants should, if approved, we would ask you to submit invoices because it's on a reimbursement schedule. Grants must be applied for and awarded prior to the removal or remediation. Cost for grant, blight removal and remediation shall be borne by the property owner and then reimbursed as mentioned on that. We can do 50% of actual cash costs, up to $5,000 for a residential property, $10,000 for a commercial property. So know that that's our top level on that. Policies, priorities, and decision making is handled with the Renville County HRA EDA. If you do level the property, clean it up, and sells within 5 years, we could ask that we get some reimbursement for our costs on that. So some of those details are there. Again, the timeline, this is active until April 9th, so just a hair under a month from now. Our training is here this morning. Yeah, so if you're here, you already know about the training. So again, the deadline is April 9th. We'll be reviewing it shortly thereafter. Hopefully we can have approval at our board meeting the week towards the end of April. We'll let you know and ask that you have the demolition cleaned up by the end of November of this year. If that doesn't work for your schedule, let us know. We're pretty accommodating. We can try to work something out. But just to let you know, and if you can get invoices in by December 10th, that helps for our bookkeeping, so we can get those, get a check out to you and get those funds turned around as quickly as we can. So any questions on, I know that was fairly quick, but this application form is on our website, renville.com. Can we answer any questions you might have? Well, I had a boss who used to say silence is affirmation, so we must be doing pretty well. And again, I'll stress, if you have questions that come up, feel free to ask at any time, or let us know. You can give us a contact. If we're not the right person, we'll get you connected to folks like John Mitchell, Matt Steele, Pat Dingles, Jesse Dine, etc. So just let us know. So here's the actual application form. A lot of this is going to be what we already talked about, but we can do 50% of the project costs, up to $5,000 for residential and $10 grand for commercial properties. So the requirements: one, review of building demolition requirements and pre-approval from the local unit of government. If your city or township, wherever you're located at, has requirements for demolition, we're going to ask that you follow through on that, make sure everything's in good standing there. Applicant must provide 2 itemized estimates or bids for the project. Grants will be awarded at the lowest bid amount. So we're going to ask that you talk to 2 separate folks or groups to help with the project. Just because it is county funds, we do want to have this a competitive process since it's public dollars. Number 3, project must complete the timeline, which is item E on this. We'll go through that here in a little bit. Applicant must include a plot plan of the property, which includes the legal description, street address, lot dimensions, and highlight structures that are going to be removed. You know, we're pretty easy to get along with. We can help you with that a little bit too, as that comes along. Must show proof of ownership, such as a deed. Must have a detailed site reuse plan. What are you going to do with it? Is it going to be bare lawn? You're going to put up a swing set for the kids? Are you going to build a new house there? Are you planning on turning it around and trying to sell it? You know, I mean, we don't need overly detailed, but we need some information on what your plan is. And of course, things don't always go according to plan, but at least give us a rough idea of what you're planning on doing with that property. Applicant must complete and attach with your application project budget and a timeline spreadsheet on that. Applicant must obtain and provide a copy of the Type 3 demolition license contractor certification for all contractors submitting bids. And as mentioned, John Mitchell with RSWA is kind of an expert at that. I shouldn't say kind of, he is an expert at that. And if you're looking for folks who have that Type 3 demolition license, John can certainly point you to folks. Or if you have a contractor that does not have that certification, John can help them get them connected to the folks to help get them that certification. So we want to get as many of our local contractors here in Renville County eligible to participate in this as we can, because it's just good for everybody. Applicant must comply with all the requirements listed in the Blight Removal Program guidelines that we just went through. We reserve the right to modify, extend this on an as-needed basis with the Renville County HRA EDA. And our phone number, if you've got questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call. So pretty straightforward on the application. The property's address, the owner's name, the owner's address, the property ID number. That's the 2 numbers dash a few more numbers dash a few more numbers. If you need help with that, if you don't have that, let us know. We can look up some of that kind of stuff for you as well. The property owner's phone number, email address is great. Then we can ask questions and if there's any issues that arise. So give us a description of the property and the reason for the request. Again, the more info you can put in there, the better that'll will help us, and hopefully we'll have to ask fewer questions as possible. But if you can be more descriptive, that helps your chances of getting a grant as well. Number 2, the applicant has read the applicable building demolition requirements and blight removal plan pre-approval by the local unit of government, yes or no. They've received 2 bids, as we mentioned, on number 3 there. Number 4, plot plan of the property with structures to be removed attached to the application. Property's estimated market value, and you can find that through our local assessor or on your property tax statement for the property. But if you can't find something, let us know. We'll get you connected to the right people on that. A proof of acquisition or proof of ownership of the property, the budget and the timeline worksheets. Type 3, we're at number 8 now. Type 3 demolition license contractor certifications approved and attached. Is there a well or a cistern on the property? Yes, no. If there is, give us a little bit more detail on that. Is there a septic system on the property? Yes, no. If there is, again, we'll want some more detail on that. Are there fuel tanks on the property? Again, yes, no. And if yes, more information. And do you have that site reuse plan? Again, are you going to put up a tree fort there, or are you going to, planning on building something or turning around and selling? And then your certification that everything's true and accurate to the best of your knowledge. You sign and date that and submit that to us. So on to the last page of the application, page number 4. That's a site plan. Reminds you of the grid in high school geometry class. Just do your best in putting that together of the property, where the buildings are, any other issues, sidewalks or, distance to the lot line. And again, we can help you, walk you through some of those type of things if you have questions on there. But that is, my friends, the Reader's Digest condensed version of the application form and guidelines. And we stand for any questions that you might have. Hearing none, maybe we'll open it up to some of our committee members who are helping with this. John, anything you want to mention on behalf of the contractors or securing a contractor and getting bids on that kind of stuff, John?
Well, just an update. The gentleman that did the classes for the last, maybe 35 years retired at the end of last year. His name was John.
For getting the certification.
Yep, from the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, and that is for the Type 3 demolition certification. He did a few other things that were in there, but he retired and left in a large open hole that the state of Minnesota didn't refill until very recently, starting here in February. So there is a new person that is in that position, and I have not seen all the new classes that are supposed to be coming out. And of course, the COVID excuse is always there. So I have not seen anything, but in our current list, it would appear that almost everybody, except for one contractor or two contractors, all I see that are not on the current list. So we'll have to update that list, Steph, once there's somebody competent enough to give us the updated information. At this point, there isn't any. Next one, the asbestos inspectors. I know you can pick and choose from any asbestos inspector you want in the state. We do have 3 ones that are more local that I've actually worked with. So if somebody, obviously a requirement that comes into this thing as far as demoing a building, you need a couple of different things. You need a demolition notification, renovation notification application that has to be sent off to the state of Minnesota 10 days prior to actually demolishing or going into the building. Then there's a notification of intent to perform a demolition. I have all those forms. Again, that's to the state of Minnesota. Then there's a pre-renovation / demolition environmental checklist of that information. That has to be just filled out prior to bringing it to, again, the Renville County demolition landfill, if that is the intent. And then one last thing in there, it is illegal to burn intentionally any structure. If it is done through the legitimate firefighting training program, that is one thing. But as far as any other material that is on site, that is illegal to burn. So flipping back to the asbestos inspectors, we have 3 that I normally work with. One is called Advanced Health, Safety, and Security, and his name is Brian Perry. Very good to work with. There's another gentleman named Stuart Carlton. He's with the Blue Earth Environmental Company. He does demolition, excavation. He could do the complete job. And I know in our last conversations, he had mentioned something about getting close to retirement. So I don't know how much longer he's going to be in it, but he is out of Mankato. And then the last one is a little bit more local, and his name is Jerome Meidel, and he is out of Springfield. I think that, my understanding of speaking with him, he is getting to those areas where we're starting to look at retirement as well. So those are 3 of the people that we're actually have worked with before and are excellent asbestos inspectors. And that is about it. One of the last things that we do is if the building is going to be demolished in Renville County, either myself or Bob Haney always do a walkthrough. So you understand what clean demolition is being brought there. If there is material that is not clean, it is not demolition material, it will be required to go to either MSW landfill or down to the transfer station in Redwood Falls. That's it.
Sorry about that. You have to turn the microphone on. Thanks, John. If people have questions, can they contact you directly on some of this or get you connected? What's your phone number, John?
Well, I have 2 different phone numbers. I have the county phone number. I'm going to look and see where my line is. My direct number down here in Redwood is 507-637-1801. But if you're up in Renville County, you can contact me at 320-523-8002. More local for you folks in Renville.
Awesome. Thank you, John. And if you missed that, feel free to call Stephanie or I. Our contact info is all over the website as well, too. We're happy to get you connected. Next, I'm going to turn it over to Matt Steele. Is there anything, Matt, you want to add, Mr. Steele?
Yeah, I was just going to say, it looks like on May 13th, there is a Type 3 Demolition Industrial Waste Landfill Operator certification training. It's in Eden Prairie. So, and it looks like there's one in a week and a half, but it's full. They have only a capacity of 7 individuals. So, looks like the registration for that's going to come out soon. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be a very limited capacity for that course as well. So,
Matt, does it show they're actually meeting in class participation or by Zoom?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like, John. 9 contact hours and an exam.
It's interesting. I contacted Diane Bellinger, who is the contact person, and she said they weren't planning on doing anything in person yet, but there was the new coordinator was coming in. They would make that decision, and by now they always send out the Type 2, Type 3, and Type 1 demolition landfill certification information that tells you when the classworks are. So it looks like they're doing it online and not spending the dollars on a paper copy. So
Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Steele. Pat Dingle's in our HRA office. Pat, anything you'd like to add?
Boy, I have nothing else to add. You guys have covered it very well.
Awesome. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Jesse, anything to add?
You covered it, sir.
Thank you, sir. Stephanie Ryan, the ever awesome rock star of Renville County.
I was just going to mention that to find the application and guidelines, if you go to renvillecountymn.com, click on the Housing and Economic Development tab under Departments. That'll bring you to our homepage. The Housing tab on the left, you go to Blight Removal, and that is where everything is here on the bottom. There's a link to all the guidelines application, the budget template, timeline template, and the contractor list. And that's all I have.
And again, can't stress enough, if you have questions, want to talk about anything, get resources and referrals, just give us a call, let us know. Can't remember anybody's phone number, just call us at the county. Our number's, again, pretty much plastered all over our website. Don't be afraid to give us a call, and there are no dumb questions. We're happy to send the referrals over. Again, we are taping this, so if you know of somebody else who is interested in this program, we'll be getting this on the website either yet this afternoon or Monday, as well as on our social media accounts. Let others know about this as well. We very much appreciate that, all your help with that. So we stand for any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts.
I do have one question.
Hey, Shane.
This is Shane from Renville here. First off, I apologize for joining a little late. My computer thought it was the weekend already, so I've had a little trouble getting on here. But on the blight removal grant and stuff, is it strictly for structures, or can it be used for like contaminated soil on a property that way and stuff with cleanup on that?
You know, I think maybe I'll start. It's my understanding it's for blighted structures. So there are some programs available from the state of Minnesota and others for contaminated soil and whatnot. Feel free to give me a call. I'm happy to go through that with you and make some referrals. But I think ours is more focused on blighted structures. And anybody want to correct me on that one if I'm wrong?
Shane?
Sorry, Shane.
Nope, that's probably, thanks for the clarification.
Yep, thank you, sir. Any other questions or comments or concerns from any of our guests here today? And speakers, anything else you want to add or mention or? All right. Well, again, on behalf of Renville County and Renville County HRA EDA, we appreciate everybody attending today. Again, this will be taped, put online. If you know of someone who might be interested in this as well, please feel free to point them to our website, more information. Again, hitting the key points, the deadline to apply is Friday, April 9th. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, just give us a call. We're happy to walk you through it. Answer questions as best we can, because we want to see our funds deployed. We want to see your projects happen. That's our goal. Our goal is to find a way to say yes rather than finding a way to say no. So know that that's where we're trying to come from and what we're trying to do with this program. So on behalf of Renville County, thank you all for participating and have a great weekend. Thanks, everybody.